Pro slipping. Need to get some drones transferred.
Overlords. Okay, and with these towers, oh, there's some. You're the friendliest Zerg I know, walking right by those zealots, not attack moving. There you go. Okay, now, again, you have Zerglings, so you're sending your whole army in close positions, endangering your entire base. I don't like that.
Good call.
The Zerglings are what we're talking about, but here he is! Oh my god, this is what we're looking for! But don't pursue too close, he's gonna send like a, he's gonna rescue it. Now keep that Overseer active, go corrupt something, go check on the Colossus timing. Because if he's making Colossus, you have to have your Spire. If you don't have your Spire, you're actually already dead. Watch that army. Should not be floating around like that off creep, just kind of... That is not like a Doomsday army that he can't think about touching. Oh god, no. And I don't know where those lings went.
Yeah, there's Expo.
That is Expo?
Oh, the one he was trying to build down there at 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay. That's the one I was talking about. Yeah, there's the pylons. Okay. Okay. So watch that high ground, too. You don't want to let a Protoss establish the high ground. Should have had an Overlord up there. I know you had Lings, that's why you forgot about it, but get back up there. Got roaches kind of randomly going to 6 o'clock, not sure why. Actually, you have a bunch of roaches down there.
Rally points are good.
Here's Void Razor. You're on creep, you can run that shit down. Run it down, there you go, now attack! Good. Kind of a rough angle here. Rally into there. You can run this over, there's no big hitters. Queen's there, might as well transfuse something. Good. Now this is a costly fight for the Protoss. Even if he doesn't win this, you can't run away off creep. For the most part. This is his army. He lost all his Void Rays. He doesn't have any Colossus out yet. And he's used up all his force fields. This is that dream scenario we're talking about. Get those Hydras on that Void Ray. Do all the little things. Come on. Nope, where are they going? What do you mean? You can't do it all at the same time?
No.
Now get off there. And your money is at 3K.
Yeah, I know, right?
Take a natural. Take both the gases at that third. Evo chambers should be going. They are. Good. Macro hatch. Always throw down a macro hatch. Now, reestablish the information. The chaos of this game is where Zergs lose it, so... You have both the towers still. Good. Every base is scouted still. Good. But you're leaving some roaches and a queen on that high ground just kind of sitting there. Not good. In fact, it's a bad rally. With the queen just tiptoeing away.
Just taking time.
Oh, they're right behind me. This is as fast as I can run.
Again, my
Okay. Huge battle. This is your game to lose, and I've said that before.
Yeah,
So hit these
to
injections.
lose it, so stop saying that
know.
shit.
Yep, +1 on the Spire. Okay, you need to spend this money. And then go over a little bit overkill on the Corruptors in the sense that you have like 12. Don't have 3. 10's like the magic number, but 12 is a little bit considered overkill, and I like it. If the guy's going Colossus, I'm okay with that. Especially if you win the fight. Now it's angles. Here he comes. Marching across. Let him kill the creep tumors. Again, this is your game to lose. You see that he doesn't have a third. You have every single base scouted. You have an Overseer with 200 energy. I want you to go corrupt some shit. Keep the army rolling every time. Inject, inject, inject. Rally from everywhere. You should be maxed yesterday. Transfer drones from the main, big time. Okay, way oversaturated there. And now you're maxed, so it's all about hitting these injections. Transfer drones from the main. Pretty please.
Okay.
Even more. You only need 4 there. Actually, you only need 2 now. There you go. Okay, here he comes. Do not rush to engage that. Do not go up that ramp. Let him come all the way down that ramp, even if he's hitting your macro hatch. There we go. Now rebuild instantly. Everything has to be rebuilding. Get those corruptors up there. Come on. I'm looking at a bunch of larvae you're not using. I love the corruption. Get up that last Colossus. Don't just sit there and take damage. There you go. Now make sure when stuff pops out, it's hitting him. And corrupt everything again. Nice. This is how Zergs win. It ain't pretty, but you won. Now keep making. Now you killed all his Colossus. You've got air control, and you've got roaches. Make Hydras. Finish them off with Hydras. Tons and tons of Hydras. You're gas deprived, so that means you got to start looking at stuff like, why am I gas deprived? Well, you're not mining gas at the high yield. You're not mining gas at your natural, because you lost those drones. Of course, when a guy brings probes to the fight, you're probably already telling yourself you won. Ooh. You kicked him off the battle net.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Okay, so let's talk about why that happened. Okay, close positions, PVZ, very hard for the Zerg. You played a very good Protoss. I think he's 3100 or something like that. Very good. Trains with the professional team, is on the professional team, and you dominated him. You did a fantastic job. You had 3 bases to his 2 all game long. You denied his 3rd twice. You took, at the end of the game, you're on 5 bases to his 2. And you crushed him in that attack. You could have won several times over. So how did we get there? Information. Literally. Information. If he takes that hidden expansion on the right side because you're not scouting it, you're dead. You're already dead. If you don't react with it fast enough, you sent your whole army over there, but then you corrected it and sent the lings, that's the proper response. You expose your entire base by sending way big-time overkill to go kill 2 pylons and a canceled nexus, right? Like, those 2 pylons are not that important. They don't warp in motherships.
Right.
So that's why that Ling Strike Force is so important. The creep spread was pretty damn good. I still think we could do a better job. I think early on that was one of the things that got forgotten.
Yeah.
I think you should have had creep connecting your southern bases to your main and natural. And in that scenario, the reinforcements twice as fast, the ability to get down there to defend twice as fast. It's all a big deal. But you did just like one of the things too, and I prompted you on this, and this could have been the end of the game as well. And this is ZVT and ZvP. If you ever share a high ground like that between the 2 of you, do not let. You had lings there, so I'm partially to blame because I was like, use those lings to go kill the expansion. So you did, but then it left that space dark.
Yeah.
Never leave that space dark. That space uniquely is dangerous. If they establish that base, it's like the most devastating strike point you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And I'll tell you what, too, you had every single base scouted, but here's what I do as a Zerg. Like, with all my... You had, like, a congregation of 10 overlords just kind of clumped up at the bottom left, I think it was.
Yeah.
Tell those guys and create, like, all the dark spaces on the map. Every single one of them. Put an overlord there. The airspace between his main and the right side's main. The airspace between your main and the 6 o'clock main. Everywhere. Because you'll be surprised. If you do that every single game, in one game you catch a warp prism...
Yep.
Guess what? It was worth it.
Yes.
It's not very often you hear a guy say, "Well, good game. If I wasn't microing my overlords, I would have won." It never happens that way. So,
all right.
Fantastic job. I'm really happy. You booted him off the internet. He had to go, quote unquote.
Do we need to see?
Now we got to
bring in some reinforcements.
Yeah, let me check real quick on my list.
I'll wait for you to check because I'm quite sure I have guys that'll come play as well.
Okay.
Oh, so just a little dialogue for you while
Sure.
we had this downtime. I feel like, and other Zerg players have told me this as well. Other very good Zerg players. I feel like when Protoss goes Stargate, his army is going to be so much smaller in the early stages of the mid game that I can immediately take a 3rd. What do you feel?
I feel like burrowed roaches should be the gateway to a faster 3rd.
Okay.
So it's a yes, but the emphasis is on the fact that he won't have an observer super fast, and Protoss are not looking to stop you from taking a third. They're either looking to kill you off a 1-base timing, or they're looking to do a 2-base timing, but it's not indicative of your third, it's indicative of their army.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can find a comfort zone, and I believe the Burrowed Roaches kind of allow you that comfort zone, because they don't have the Observer, they're still macroing, they're still building up their army, they can attack you, because it'll be one-way damage towards them. Take that third, and then you have to determine if you're able to saturate it, and 99% of the time it's yes, but then shortly thereafter the game needs to take shape. So either you safely take your third with saturation, and now you're starting to go Hydras and Corruptors, etc., or you have to get more shit out, like Roaches and Lings, because they're coming after you. If they're not coming after you at that time, then you have enough time to go into the late game.
Okay.
And I don't think my guys are responding, so if you got somebody that's good, I could ask response, but he's in a game. I'm Jack, though. That was good.
It felt pretty good.
Really good. Oh, you played it really well.
Felt pretty good. So I'm pretty sure that my buddy's giving me attitude because I'm asking him last.
Yeah, your streams are mad famous. People want to be involved.
Alright, I guess I should probably host if I'm going to be bringing him in. Is that cool with you?
Sure.
I'll just
Of course. Oh, yeah.
on Metalopolis, because I doubt he's on your friends list. How the fuck do I invite the game in this new changed BattleNet? Okay,
How do you what?
Sorry, I usually just click on the chat window and I can invite the game that way, but I don't know how to do that anymore.
Hit the plus person and then just
Is that what
select.
it does? Ah, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, I was going to bounce something else off you. Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, you know, we moved to Justin TV, so I think we're kind of struggling to get all of our viewership from one place to the next. Hopefully next week we'll have more people on here for you.
They still got 800 and some odd people. That's pretty dang good.
That's okay. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make you lobby host. That way you can kind of do all the normal things that lobby hosts do.
Okay.
And I think we're good to go.
Okay, so same kind of game. You know, nothing personal to J-Mag, but I think he's a little bit of a step back from Shu.
Oh, he's a total noob. And he's French.
All right. Well, then that's going to be doubly important for us to cover our bases. So every tower occupied, that little 12 groupling force, and then I want to see an emphasis on creep spread. So part of what I do for people, too, is I tell them to push their comfort boundaries, and I think with you that's going to be one thing we have to do.
Yep.
When it comes to creep spread, I think it's like the 4th or 5th most important thing for you to in your head right now, and we need to make it up towards the top 3, probably 2. It's not like truly the most important, top 2 things, but if you emphasize it, then you'll kind of create that muscle memory and that habit.
Force ourselves to just mechanically do it, no matter what. Now,
like I wasn't doing very well at the beginning. Well, I was just gonna say it's the same thing for Protoss. Like chrono boosting is something that people notoriously forget, so I just forced myself to spam chrono boost, and now
yes,
Aldaris and I all game long. He's asking me not to, telling me I don't have enough energy, and I'm telling him I need to do it anyways. It's a whole conversation. Go ahead. What were you gonna say though?
I was just gonna ask you if your play style has started to incorporate more of this Stargate stuff yet, or if
A little bit.
if it will ever.
Yeah, in PvT, big time. I'm a huge fan of Colossus, Phoenix, and just opening Phoenix against Terran, so I've been doing that a lot. Against Zerg, not so much, but I definitely will experiment with it and have already.
So he's at 6 o'clock.
And in the meantime, I'll try to find us somebody, but for right now, like I'm gonna be a hard knock every time you forget something. I'm gonna be on you about it because I think we can afford that.
I was just dogging on J-Mag when I said he was a total noob. He's a pretty solid player, and we practice together all the time. It's hard to lose to him because he's French, you know.
Yep.